Hey pool players, I'm Danny Kane. Welcome back to The Cellar.
This is the demonstration video for drill number 20 at poolpracticetracker.com. For more information about how you can use Pool Practice Tracker to keep track of your skills progression in the game of pool, see the link in the video description. Drill number 20 is 3-ball half-table pattern play using no side spin. Place 3 object balls randomly on one half of the table. Start with ball in hand and play the 3 balls in rotation, starting with the lowest ball and finishing with the highest ball. There are a few additional rules to this drill. Rule number 1 is that you are not allowed to use side spin. You may use follow or draw. Rule number 2 is that the cue ball must never cross the center line. Throughout the runout, the cue ball must stay on the same half of the table. Object balls can cross the center line on their path to a pocket. Rule number 3 is that you must call the pocket for each ball before starting. This will be demonstrated later in the video. The point of this drill is to learn and practice moving the cue ball around the table using natural angles, as well as learning basic cue ball speed control. This is why side spin is not allowed. A firm understanding of the natural angle will help you to move the cue ball around the table once side spin is added to a shot. A passing score for this drill is a complete runout of all 3 balls. I will demonstrate a handful of progressively more difficult runouts in this drill, but a general rule of thumb is that if you can consistently complete 6 out of 10 runouts at this level, then you can move on to drill number 21, which is 4-ball half-table pattern play with no side spin. See the link in the video description for a demonstration of drill number 21. For this first runout, I am calling the 1 ball in the top left corner pocket, followed by the 2 in the bottom left corner, and finally the 3 ball in the bottom right corner pocket. Using ball in hand, I set up to shoot the 1 ball and use center high to follow off the 1 ball into the short rail. This leaves me with a bit of an angle on the 2 ball. Using a bit of center low, I can stun off the 2 toward the 3 ball. Finally, I play a stop shot on the 3 ball into the far corner. For the next runout, my plan is to shoot the 1 in the top left corner, followed by the 2 in the lower side pocket, and finally the 3 in the bottom left corner. I'll set up to shoot the 1 with center high so that the cue ball will follow toward the long rail and come back out toward the 2. This leaves me almost straight on the 2, so I can gently roll into the 2 and get a bit of follow and line up for the 3 ball. I finished pretty straight on the 3, so a stop shot is all I have left to complete the runout. The next runout is a bit trickier. My plan is to set up against the long rail, cut the 1 ball from left to right into the upper left corner, and follow into the short rail to bring the cue ball over toward the 2. This was actually a bad choice because the cue ball ends up without much of an angle on the 2. A better choice would have been to set up more toward the middle of the table and to cut right to left with center high so that the cue ball could follow off the long rail and cross the table towards the opposite long rail. Doing this could have given me more room for error on my speed, because even if I had hit the cue ball too hard, the second cushion would have helped to control the speed and leave me an angle on the 2 to get back over for the 3. Instead, I now have to make a difficult draw back into the short rail to get a shot on the 3. As you can see, I shot a little too hard with my draw stroke and the cue ball rolled too far across the table and is now close to the rail. I have to jack up on the cue to try to play another draw shot on the 3 to keep the cue ball from crossing the center line. This makes the shot difficult, and I miss. On the next runout, I'll play the 1 in the lower left corner and come across the table for the 2 in the upper left corner, followed by rolling forward off the 2 to shoot the 3 in the lower left corner. To start, I'll make sure to give myself a good angle on the 1 to come off the rail. Because I want to come up between the 2 and the upper side pocket, I'm using center low to draw the cue ball back across the table. The second shot is a slow roll into the 2, and the cue ball can roll forward a few inches for the 3 ball. Finally, I use a bit of center high to roll into the 3 ball and bring the cue ball back out toward the center of the table. For the last run out, my plan is to play the 1 in the lower left corner with just a bit of follow to come off the short rail and set up for the 2 ball in the lower right corner. I'll then shoot at the 2 with follow to set up to play the 3 in the upper left corner. My first shot doesn't go to plan, and I end up with too much of an angle on the 2 ball to follow down table. To adjust for this, I play with center high and a bit more speed to bring the cue ball across the table and back out off the opposite long rail. This goes perfectly, and I have an easy shot on the 3 to finish the runout. Make sure you log your score after you complete each runout at poolpracticetracker.com. Good luck, shoot well, and have fun.